Hi, I'm Carmela Pearson. I'm an amateur cyclist based here in Singapore. I'm Filipino. I do a huge range of types of cycling. So from racing, amateur racing, to long distance cycling. So I've been organizing long distance cycling events in the Philippines since 2010. It's called ODAX Randonneurs Philippines. Back then, we really started very small in terms of number of participants because we didn't know if people would be keen to join, rides as long as 200 kilometers, 300, 400, and 600 kilometer rides. Through the years, we've grown the sport, and we have seen a lot of people from the country, from the Philippines, join more international long-distance cycling events like Paris-Brest Paris, Race Across America, Hokkaido 1200, and even we've seen people do the transcontinental race. So it's been an amazing journey for the past 10 years to see long-distance cycling grow in the region. Okay, so I've been using specialized shoes for the past 12 years, and as I've mentioned earlier, from the Pro Carbon shoes that came out in 2005, it's like it accelerated in terms of technology and comfort. And what I'm holding right now is the S-Work 7 shoes, and this I've had the pleasure of wearing it for the first time back in 2018, early 2018. And I really like how it looked. It looks very sleek, nice, And I'm quite a fan of white shoes because it just gives you that simple, sleek look. The first thing that I fell in love with the S-Work 7 is how it looks. So it's sleek, straightforward, simple, elegant. The second one is it felt really robust. And for the type of riding I do, I know this will last me a long time. And of course, there's the breathability, and I thought, how can Specialized improve on this shoe already, because it's really doing well. So this is the new Specialized S-Works Vent Road shoes that I purchased just a few weeks ago. And I just wanted to see what the new shoes is all about. And I'm very happy that it looks sleek and simple, just like how I love the S-Works 7 shoes. But what is noticeably different is the upper aesthetic look of the shoe, because it has more mesh panels than the old S-Work 7 shoe. And I notice a huge difference in terms of the carbon sole. So there are a lot of ventilation ducts that I think makes it so different from the S-Work 7 shoe. In terms of comfort inside, and how I rode with it after 5-6 hours, it felt cooler. So I was able to test it on a 6-hour ride just last Saturday, and in those 6 hours there was no drop of rain, and I managed to cycle through 35-36 degree heat without having to worry about being hot. So it really felt cooler compared to the S-Work 7. In terms of lightness, there's not much difference in terms of weight, and it does feel quite robust as well. And I really like how the power transfer of this shoe, because for me, as you ride longer, being efficient on the bike is a huge factor, and I just want to make sure that I'm more efficient in terms of power transfer to the bike. So every time I do a huge a pedal stroke, I just want to keep moving forward. And yeah, this shoe has really performed well in terms of that. But of course, I'm not a sprinter. So I'm really not sure in terms of sprinting, you know, that kind of wattage when you put it on the, you know, power transfer wise. But definitely for the type of riding I do, I really like how this has performed so far. I've ridden this shoe in the rain for the past 2 weeks, and it felt, of course, the water came in faster inside the shoe. The difference being is it also came out faster. The water came out faster. So while it entered the shoe on top, the water, it also releases at the bottom really fast. So I got home feeling that it wasn't a boat shoe compared to the other shoes that I've had before, where it was like really a boat and water inside. So far, the S-Work's Vent road shoes have really performed better than I've expected. One thing, I really like how it looks. I like the all-white shoe, how simple, sleek, and straightforward it looks. I quite like how robust it is. You know, it feels like it's gonna be here with me for a long time, given the type of riding I do. The third one is, of course, the power transfer, because you want to be as efficient. I really love the stiffness of the carbon sole and, you know, how it just propels me forward given my effort. And of course, the breathability. I think if there's one thing that's a big plus for the S-Work 7 that's here in the Vent, it's the number of mesh panels, how breathable it is. And it's not only good for the tropics, for hot weather, but even if it rains, the fact that the water that could get inside your shoe can easily come out as well, I think that's a big recipe for riding it here in Singapore or in the Philippines, or it's just fantastic.